Hello, hello. I'm the guy who likes to build spaceships from everyday junk and toys. And today I'm going to build a simple spaceship from trash in the style of the 1930s Flash Gordon era I used to watch as a child. So, you know what that means? Let's start scratching that build. And just to clarify, I wasn't born in the 1930s. I used to watch the Flash Gordon series on TV in the early 80s on a Saturday morning. I remember wondering why the sparks from the back of the ship never set the spaceship on fire. But that's a total different story. What I have here is containers I'm looking at to see what sort of shape I can conjure up. I'm liking how that shape it is because the first bit fitted into the back bit just nicely. Now it's just trying to use this, which I think is going to be an engine. No, the ball won't come out, so the ball's going to stay. Come on, Aaron, let it go now. Just let it go. Now I'm thinking maybe put the engine in the back. Oh, hang on, let me just put that. There we go. Look at that. So take the lid off and it opens up a world of possibilities. So all I need to do now is pull the labels off and get this sanded down. Now labels usually leave a sticky residue which can be combated by just using this, a nail file that I used from the other half's box of tricks. She'll never know. Let's keep it quiet, people. Do that till all the shiny plastic has gone and you know it's ready for gluing. So with it all sanded, let me just check, make sure this ball, which is now an engine, fits, and it does. So job done. I'm just going to sand that ball down. Engine, it's an engine, not a ball. And this is the bit where you hope that you've done enough sanding that there'll be no shiny bits and everything will stick together. But I don't trust myself, so I'm just going to add a little bit more super glue around the edges. And then to make sure that the super glue will stick, I'm just using some baking soda just to bond the seal together. Now it's time where one becomes two and I glue both containers together. Again, because I don't trust my gluing process, I'm just going to add some more baking soda. I've had a lot of questions about this baking soda. It's just baking soda, or you can use bicarbonate of soda, whichever you can find. It's a strong bond and you just sprinkle it over the super glue and it makes all the plastic stick. And this is what I do. I'll just pour this into a smaller bottle so it's going to be less messy because I'm quite messy. Let's look in one of my bit boxes to see what we can use for thrusters. Now I remember the original Flash Gordon rockets were sleeker, but since this is my reimagining, I can take little liberties. And my thrusters will be small medicine bottles. Now unfortunately, without sounding rude, I only have a pair of big ones and matching small ones, but I think I can make it work. And I'll be taking that trip to the doctors to find out why I have a pair of big ones and a pair of small ones. Now that I have my thrusters, I need to look for something that I could sort of make it look like thrusters, and these wheels off a tank, a kit bash tank or something, will do nicely. Now I'm hoping there's going to be two more. There's three. Come on, come on. There's four. Yes, I've got four. Excellent. So this part is simple. I just glue the tank wheels onto the top of the medicine lids. Off screen I sanded the bottles down and now I'm just going to glue them to the fuselage. While I fix the thrusters, it's shout out time. If your name is on screen, it's because you commented on my last video and it's my way of saying thank you, because you also included the code word and you listened and watched the video. And now I'll drop this code word for this video later on down the line, but for now I just want to say thank you very much, and if you're not a subscriber, it's free to subscribe to the channel. It really helps me out and helps the channel get noticed. So that was my shameless plug. Where are we? Okay, two thrusters done, two to go. So I've got the glue on the bottle. I'm just spraying it with some activator just so it sticks on nicely and quickly. And there is the fourth thruster on the spaceship. So let's have a look, see what it looks like, and do a little spin with it. And oh bugger, one of these are, yeah, I took that off because it's slightly skew whiff, and we can't have a skew whiff thruster. Now I'm going to go around all the thrusters and add some more glue and some baking soda, just so I know these puppies aren't gonna, they're not actually puppies, they're medicine containers, FYI. And no puppies were harmed in the making of this video. So that bit that I had there, I cut down, and it's from a 135 scale model tank kit. I just thought it'd give it a bit of nice little texture, and what I'm doing is it's got some little nubs on, obviously for where the tanks need to go into the groove of the wheel, and I'll just chop them down and then chop the little nubs off and then stick them down to the spaceship like so. For anyone watching thinking this is going to be a perfect spaceship, I'm going to burst your bubble right now and say no, it isn't, and it's not meant to be. This is a container scratch built spaceship, so things may look slightly odd, but then the 1930s spaceships to me always looked a little strange. And by that I mean sometimes you could tell something was added that reminded you of something that you probably had in your house, and that's how they built spaceships back then. And just remember, this is my reimagining homage to all the spaceships I grew up watching on TV. What I'm doing here is I'm just trying to scratch off the little numbers and writing that is on the bottom of the medicine bottles, and once that's done I can then glue down the metal washers, but I'm going to glue them down upside down so they sort of have a little texture to the, I know I keep saying texture, it's the wrong word, but I'm just going to use texture. It just adds a little depth to the thrusters. Then using a small pokey drill that wasn't designed for my monkey chunky hands, just making a hole so I can attach a small little tyre to the spaceship. It's gonna look out of place, but I think it just adds, you know, detail. Another deep dive in the bit box looking for little greeblies, and I find the inner of a curly whirly thing for ladies' hair that I stole from the other half. I didn't steal, I just acquired it. And let's just see if, well, you know, sometimes you can't make up when you're doing these sort of builds. I did not know that that fitted just nicely. Obviously you can see there's a gap because I used a bit for a different build, but that just fits nicely onto there and adds a little detail to the fuselage. And bloody hell, time flies when you're kit bashing. It's that time. If you're leaving a comment, put this code word in your comment so I know you're a watcher and not just a peeper. And the code word is Dr. Hans Zarkov. Also, please like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you. These are pen lids that I used for some kit bash, had some left over, and I'm going to place them on top of the upside down washers. Well, what's this madness? Me making measurements? I don't think so. Now what I'm actually doing is I'm just seeing what the width is, because I've got some plasticard that I'm going to cut down and just make some panels for the thrusters. And to make those panels look a little bit more interesting, I've just cut the sides of each corner off just to make some sort of strange pattern. And then I'm going to bend it round this pencil just to give it that little curve, so it's the same sort of curvature of the medicine bottle before I stick it on. Look at me being all technical. As well as the big panels, I'll just cut little strips of plasticard and just stick them on as well, make it as random looking as possible. Then I'll add some piping. Don't ask me where I got this piping from, but I'm using it. Just cutting it down, and I've already made 2 pre-drilled holes that I'm just going to stick that in. Once that's done, I find this random bit of greebling that came from the box, and I'm just going to stick it down there because I think it looks kind of cute. And then to cap one side off, I'm using half a barrel from a model kit, just because I think it looks cool. And then for the top, it's the innards of a spray bottle that I'm going to use, because all the spaceships that I remember from the 1930s always had that on the front, which looks like an antennae. And that's the spaceship, all greebled up and ready for painting. And now it's on this spinny bit. I should really rename this the Wheel of Death or something. So it's seamless transition and taken outside, and it's going to be black when it comes back. So here we go. 1, 2, 3. Whee! Well, bloody hell, that transition worked out better than I thought it would have. But enough about transitions, let's get on to painting. For this next bit, I'm going to apologise in advance for butchering your name, sir, but I watch another YouTuber whose painting is just perfection. His name is John Bios, or Bus, or Bios. Look, I'm English, so we always pronounce things totally cack-handed. Now there's a link in the description to his YouTube channel, and I just call him the Bob Ross of model painting because he's a fantastic painter. And I saw him do this technique, just like stippling with a dry brush, just stippling it on. He does it a lot better than I do. And I thought, well, you know, I'm gonna give this a go, because in the glamour shots there's going to be some black and white shots, because I think it'll look better in black and white than it will in colour. But what I'm doing here is just stippling on some copper colour on all the spaceship. This is because I want some of that base black just to come through. And here's a surprise guest appearance by Jeff, the hairdryer. Hello Jeff, been on holidays, have you? Been a long time no see. I'm just using Jeff just to speed up the drying time of the paint. I hit the panels, not literally, with silver, just again stippling effect. I'll do silver for the thrusters and also the grating on the side of the spaceship. And then to spice things up, I'm going to add a little red. My spaceship's going to need something to stand on or sort of lie on, so I'm just going to rustle up a quick little stand. I decided I wanted to add lights to it, and this will be for the flame effect. I can't use sparklers because I can't get sparklers in this country, so I'll just rustle up some sort of rocket sort of fire coming out of the engine. With the rough base made, I then paint it black. Copyright Rolling Stones. Add some sort of go faster stripes to the base. Dabbing on some grey white paint in the lines. And I tried to dry this a little too quickly and peeled off the paint from the base. Well done, Aaron. Well done. Pretending like I know what I'm doing, I quickly dab in some black just to cover up the mess. That's basically what it was. With the spaceship on the base, it was time to work out where the lights were going to go. I borrowed these from the other half's makeup box. Please don't tell her. Please don't tell her. Then I spend a good 20 minutes not only hot gluing my fingers to the lights, but also to the cotton wool. I spared all those details of how I painted the cotton wool yellow, orange and then black, and then proceeded to get everything onto the base, and it's onto the glamour shots. So all that's left for me to say is keep scratching that build.